Michael Smith of Brother from Another right back here on the Rich Eisen Show to help us take him and us to his show on NBC Sports on Peacock. How are you, sir?
Good, man. What's going on with y'all?
Well, I mean, we're just hanging here. It was fun hanging with you and Michael Holley on the Brother from Another Peacock, first ever Peacock NFL playoff postgame show. That was fun.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm down.
That was a lot of fun. We got a divisional playoff weekend coming up.
As always.
But the Harden trade, how do you think that's going to work? How do you think it's going to work in Brooklyn?
You know
Michael?
what, man? I like to see things from a positive perspective. I like to look at the glass half full.
Okay.
I actually think these dudes might overcorrect. Well, first of all, Kyrie's got to show up to work. And
by the way, how many blockbuster trades where NBA teams have created the super team that they feel is necessary to defeat whoever they think that is need defeating? LeBron in Miami or the Durant
in LA.
Right, LeBron in LA. However you want to see. How many of these trades have ever started with, well, one of the stars that's already there better show up? You know, I mean,
that's very.
It's a first.
2021, for sure. That's some new dude stuff. Like, listen, I think as a nation we're grieving over the events of last Wednesday, and if he's really, that broken up that he needs to be away because of where we are as a country right now, I respect it. I think more of us should take mental health sabbaticals. It'd be nice if he communicated his reasoning with his organization.
Is that what it is, Michael? Is that really what it is? That the attack on the Capitol? Okay, I'm just wondering.
I have no idea. It's just what I've read. I have no idea. I haven't talked to Kyrie Irving. And if it is that, I'd love to hear him say that not just to the team but to everybody else.
Sure.
I love to hear him express that messaging, because we're at a time where we're really talking about mental health and trauma in a more enlightened and sophisticated way than maybe we ever have, but we still have a long way to go. And I think collectively, when you combine the pandemic with our political strife, I don't know that we truly understand, the damage that's being done to us psychologically. And I'm no philosopher, don't get me wrong, but I just think it's a healthy conversation to have. And we saw a lot of that coming out of the bubble with people like Paul George. It's a healthy conversation to have about mental health right now. And if Kyrie needs a break for whatever reason, I mean, we do load maintenance for people's knees and ankles and back, and we need load maintenance for your brain too.
Well, I was saying that before, Michael, is that in our day and age, for sure, that if an athlete, if he or she have a crutch, like a physical crutch, or have a cast, we can understand it. But when it's a soft tissue injury, we don't see anything like that, or the muscle between our temples, that injury, we do not as fans sit here and say anything but when the hell are you coming back? Yeah,
we don't treat brain health as a society.
No, we don't. Like, it's like toughen it up, Kyrie. But it would be beyond helpful. Certainly, since we have established that this is writ large the general sports population's view of something like this, about when you coming back. What do you mean 2 to 4 weeks? What the hell? With what's going on between your temples, figure it out. That in order to combat that, he's got to talk about it. If this is what's going on. Yeah.
No, I mean, he has our attention. Kind of like the guy that you mentioned that has 5,000 followers but 54,000 likes.
Yes.
He has everybody's attention. He always has everybody's attention. And if he were to speak to somebody, the media, post something on Instagram, something, I think it could do a lot of good to bring to the forefront his reasonings for stepping aside. I mean, remember, this is a guy who did not want to play in the bubble because he thought it would distract from the racial justice conversation and social justice conversation that was being had at a higher level than ever, back in the summer. So having said all that, and it'd be nice if he, at minimum, communicated to Steve Nash and his teammates in the organization and Sean Marks. Having said all that, if he shows up, I actually think they're going to overcorrect because, and maybe this is wishful thinking, they've heard the jokes, they've seen the memes, they've seen the 2K simulations, they've seen all this stuff about them fighting over who's going to take the last shot. I think it may, at the early stages, they might be too unselfish because it's not like Harden is not a gifted passer and facilitator. He has been, he can be when he wants to be. Kyrie Irving can facilitate, and we know the offense certainly can run through Kevin Durant. He can get everybody involved. They like each other enough And I think they want this to work enough to where I think at the beginning the issue is not going to be who's taking the last shot or who's taking the most shots. It might be actually overpassing and being too unselfish. The question for me is just really how they're going to handle it when things get tough, because inevitably super teams always run into some kind of adversity, some kind of trouble, and that's when you see what they're really made of inside.
I would pay a member of the media on the Kyrie's first Zoom, if he does in fact have it, to say to him, now that you've got Harden, how does he compare with Durant or LeBron in terms of the people you've played with who can make a last shot? What about that?
You're trolling now.
I would pay. I would pay.
That is a question on everybody's mind. So yeah,
you know what I mean? I would pay.
We need to know this. And how many coaches do you have now?
That's another one.
We really want to kind of unpack things.
And if you are playing so well, should Michael Holley and Michael Smith's fantasy basketball team, that's DFL and the Rich Eisen Show League, should you be acquired by them? How about that as a question? Is that a good question or a bad question?
Wait a second. Oh, my God. Wait a minute.
Franchise mode, DFL. Michael, I hate to tell you.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, I got to talk to my guy, my assistant. He was supposed to be on top of that.
It's funny, Michael, because Holly...
I'm not throw him under the bus or anything like that.
That's okay, because Holly threw you under the bus when I hit him on the same exact subject last week at this very time.
But did he fix it, though?
No, you're still last.
Just keep doing what you guys are doing.
You guys are good.
Because you're the one keeping TJ out of the basement.
Now, why are you going to throw me under the bus?
I mean, he just did he make any kind of moves or whatever? I mean, I just I'm a hands-off kind of owner. Okay. I'm a hands-off kind of owner. Well, I hire good people. I let them make decisions.
You delegate. Michael, and here's the thing, and I know you've got to go, so do we too. I don't want me to stir up dissension before the latest episode of Brother from Another, but have a good show.
Yeah, this might come up. Appreciate y'all.
Take care. You got it. That's Michael Smith. He and Michael Holley. NBA experts. Don't let the fantasy stuff undercut them. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.